Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to another Empyrion building stream where the drone base is just over there. We've just moved down the way. I've parked up. I will do the usual quick debug menu mode so we can quickly stop time, and I think the lighting is fine. And I will say, how is everyone today? I hope you're all well. Had a good well, weekend. If you're done anything for the school half-term holidays, obviously hope you had a good time. And today, here, we are going to try and work on probably the back end of the ship. Hi Divine Shadow, hope you're well. And hello Chaos. Good to see you too. I noticed you sent a little hello there just before the stream. So I have some of those lovely, what was I going to say? Some of the thrusters and a whole bunch of blocks ready to go. So hopefully we'll be okay. Hello Creeper, welcome aboard. So let's start off with hooking ourselves up the loot box. I will quickly just show, this was the dump box, so this is pretty much everything I stole from the drone base. Well, no, there was a shield generator and bits, but you will find that if we go in here with the drone, hopefully this is going to work. I'm probably going to get out of range, but this now has a shield and a warp drive. Just to add to that, because that is carrying some statues from the previous episode, which you may remember me saying I should go back and pick those up. Well, I actually did. Makes a change, doesn't it? Right. So I think in the loot box I had around 500 hardened steel blocks. I do. Now, it wouldn't be enough to do all the sides again, but that should be enough for our purposes today. What I want to start by doing... Oh, why are you getting upset? You should be the same block. Are you not the same block? Why? You should be a hardened steel block. Are you not? Yes, you... Oh, you're steel. Oh, really? Never mind. Well, they're going to be hardened steel now. Oh, I need to put in... before we get too far into things, I need to put the symmetry mode on. And yoink, there. That's good, that's good. Should be fine. Hi Glenn, good to have you aboard as well. So I'm thinking I'll use that one as a marker from both, because this is going to disappear. But it may end up being somewhat similar in shape. So what I'll probably do is just build that bit down at least there for now. Because my plan is to actually get rid of these two humongous thrusters, which are one of the things that's eating a lot of fuel for us. And, oh my lord. This will be quick. Yes, and also I have the statues, so I want to put the statues in. Not only do I have 500 blocks, Creeper, I have a bunch of statues. So, for example, I will show you just after we get rid of this engine, which I needed to get the ship over here. I'm still going to keep the 4 large down thrusters. And I think we will be doing something with the front thrusters at some point. That's a tongue twister, it seems. Right, so what I have got in the old inventory of the scrapper is I should have statues. So these, or some of these smaller ones, will go... These seem to do nothing, which is a shame. but these seem to do something. So, for example, that one doesn't have any spaces, but this one does. So I was going to put, for example, one here, and then down the other end, which we're not going to be able to get to, I'll put the others down there. And then, as I talked about before, what I'm going to do is dump these somewhere in here. I can just tuck it in like here somewhere. Just flip it around. Yeah, it's lovely. You'd never know it was there. I'm going to shove a couple in there on each side, and this should lower our, if we look at our P menu, this will lower our consumption. That one lowered it by 300, so our just ticking over goes up significantly, and the more of those I can get, the better. Even though these ones I'd like to stick down the other end. Do the statues bonuses only work in Star Salvage? Or I'm pretty sure this is a Star Salvage thing, because I've never seen this in the other ones. As you can see, both of these have minus 25, but if we go to, is it in the blocks and devices? I think they actually show up in blocks and devices here. You see, ancient statue minus 25, ancient statue minus 300. So if I can get a good bunch of these 300s, that can take quite a lot of our power drain off our ship. So that will make a big difference, but I'm pretty sure it's vanilla only. Sorry, Star Salvage only, not vanilla. So let's get rid of this. And is that the same on both sides? No. So let's get rid of those blocks as well. And that means that both sides look pretty much the same. Now, I'm pretty tempted to bring this out by at least one more block. Pardon me. So, with that, we'll go there. And then I might put some sort of end on it. Which means, how am I going to do this? Is this going to come out further? Because ideally, what I want to do is bring this down something like, let's just have a little go at how I want it to be. So we've got, this will be the middle. So let's just start with this middle section. Down, down. Something like that. Maybe even the lighter ones, because I'll put the little edges on it. So I might end up adapting that in a minute. And then I would actually put a set of thrusters in. In fact, I'd probably do it top and bottom. So if we grab like this, second, we're going to take those three out. I probably don't have to take those three out, but I'm going to do it anyway, because I'm going to stick the symmetry plane of that way in, and we're going to stick a block on top of there. I think it's 1, 2, 3. I think it was 4. And then if we hit there on the symmetry plane, I think that is correct. He says. I think that is right down the middle. Yes, it is. Perfect. So the idea will be put in those 3, which are now hovering nicely down there. Put in, for example, these 3. Then we'll put in the edging blocks. And then we put in a set of thrusters, which I need to get from possibly not this container. But it's actually, it is lowering down my amount of weight that I'm carrying around. I'll take the 6 for now, but I know I've got loads more. So now I could put them like that or something along those lines. But I'm kind of tempted to do it like that and have it with the cover over it. Or I can just put them like that and have the cover over it. Kind of like them both ways. Maybe this is, oh, I'm not going to have enough, am I? That's going to cover all of that, but that is not going to do all the way around. So let's have another 60. But can't even carry that many. There you go. I'll do it. And yoink, yoink. There we go. Then we can turn the power off again on that. But they use hell of a lot less. So what I was planning to do is have like a couple of banks of them in here. The bank. And that's actually not going to work quite how I envisaged it. Interesting. So that's going to look a bit different to how I planned that. But we'll see how it works out. I had a view in my head of how it was gonna work out, but now I'm not quite sure it's gonna go quite how I had in mind. The idea was to bring it out something like that, with the slope block there, and another maybe slope block that way. Same setup basically. Let's do that. And then we're going to do the same here. I'm going to lay this out at one block, and then people can let me know what they think here. So it would be like that, and then this one would probably have to be one forward like that. So it'd be like that, and have that all the way across for 3. But you see, I'm not so sure when I come to blend this in. All this might we need to move over this way, because I need to sort of blend this section down as well. So for example, if I bring this out a bit, I need to blend this section inwards. Not quite sure how that's going to work out at the moment. So we'll get rid of those a second. I'll get rid of that corner piece there, that corner piece there, and we'll start trying to blend it down and in, because this will need to blend in this way as well and join into all of this. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to end up with this engine block coming over this way a bit to more this area, or I could just make it more engines and wider. I could go like 5 wide here on each. I mean, 5 wide is actually quite feasible, and I may even step it over if I want 1 2 that way. That might even up the look a bit. So if I went and put another 1 and 2 there, or 1 2 and 3 there, that might actually start to even up the look. So my thought is to try and bring this down in line here somehow. So this would have to go like this, and these would have to come in as well. Not quite sure how this is going to go just yet. So let's see. Let's do that as maybe a triangle there. And we'll grab this block again. Bring that down that way. We'll look at how far that's going to come out and come over and try and work that out. So I think what you're going to need is similar set situation there. That one will need to go there. This one there. But it's not actually blending it in that way at all, which we need to do. Not blending quite how I had it in mind. This means a lot of taking blocks off again. What I might do is just work on one corner and then try and replicate it afterwards. So, I'm thinking, let's do that for one, then bring that down this way. And in. That one. Same again. That's going to come in like that. And eventually that's got to meet up over there with that sort of feel. And this is where working creative would be so much easier, because you could just work this out, and then if I need to, I could cut a section out and just move it. I mean, as is, that is coming out to almost there anyway. So that is almost working. He says. So that is coming out to there. Which, you know what, is not actually awful. If I did that, and then I said, right, I'm going to put that type, there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Have a row of 5 of them. Then I can bring this side out as well and bring that over. How are we feeling about that? I mean, that would mean these have to go and this comes over. So that would then... Oop, doing the wrong thing. Pressing F6, not 6. So then we need to get rid of this. Then we need to bring this bit over as well. And see how well that fits. I mean, we could always bring that out another block, or even put it in another block if we need to. So for that, we would be ideally to make this land. Looking at that block, go in there. So to some extent, that is, we can see that's not gonna line up, is it? But we can make that steeper if we need to. I kind of like the idea of it looking steeper here. So you could put one of these in. Do another one of those. And another one of these. And bring it in like that. Or bring that back. Yep, doing upgrades. 2Gs. 2Gs? 2Gs? I want to say geese. Do I want that to come in sharper at the end I think I do. I think I like it coming out like that. So I am almost tempted, because of the way this is, to bring one of the blocks over the whole way. It's going to be annoying, but I'm going to do it anyway. Yep, I think the idea is going to be to do something along the lines of take this one out, that one, that one, that one, that one. Same here. And then we'll put that straight angle one in there. Solid block. And then this layout, but not that one. We'll need to do this one. They do-ish, sort of. Ooh, that doesn't work quite the same, does it? Ooh. That's not quite what I had planned. They do, to some extent. I would agree they kind of work better. Also, they drink fuel. And so they produce ludicrous amounts of thrust, but it's a bit weird. I don't remember if they've completely rebalanced it out, but it used to not make sense to use the larger thrusters in a weird way, because they actually produce less thrust for fuel usage. I don't know if that's still the case. I haven't checked it in quite a while. So now that's gonna... I've still done it wrong. Okay, let's work back from this way. You go there. And we need... You go there, you go there, you go there, you go there. And... I don't know if they've changed it now so that it actually works correctly. I know they did do a thruster rebalance at one point. I am going to do Reforged at some point. I can't say when I'm going to do Reforged. But it will happen one day. But I can't exactly promise when. So that was going to go like that, he says. Oh, I haven't fixed it this side. Oops. No, that's still not right, is it? Because I was going to bring this... Oh, I'm an idiot. It's not supposed to fit, is it? Like a fool. So, like a fool. I've completely screwed up my own plan. Right. Yeah, I want to do Reforged. I'm not sure these days with the AI upgrades how much better the AI in Reforged actually is. The AI in Reforged used to be significantly better. But with the AI upgrades, I'm not sure if it's a bit more even now. I mean, you can see even with those thrusters on at the moment, it uses less. It's using less fuel than it was with the big thrusters on. So, I mean, obviously, it's only those 10, but you know, you get the idea. But I think if you look at the details, for example, this one, let's have a quick look here. Energy in is 720 power units for a thrust of 18.1 meganewtons versus 461,000 power units for a 190 thrust. So that is nearly 10 times the amount of thrust for, I'm going to say, less fuel. Is it possible to get faster on a planet than 60? No. You can sort of do it if you're being dragged down by gravity as well. You can have it happen if you get dragged down by gravity, but in a short answer, no. Not based on thrusters. So I'm actually now going to do the maths on that just to see. Ooh. Mouse work. Mouse. Let me mouse over. I can't mouse over anymore because my I've tabbed out and my mouse is not playing. So let's have a look here. Let's go back to the thing. I'm going to do the maths a second for us and check it out. That's the super big thruster. So where's a large thruster? There's a large thruster. So we'll check it. We'll actually check what we get per debris. So this will be 192 divided by 4610 equals 0. So you're using 0.146 power or 0.146 meganewtons of thrust per power unit versus 18.1 divided by 720 equals 2.5 plus 0.25. So that does seem to be better. Now people have got me confused because I was going that way because I thought about the rebalance. I'm going to check that again. 2 divided by 4.61. No, it's not 4.61. 4610. Make sure it's right. So yeah, the XL definitely costs more, but the large seem reasonable. No, the XL are still huge thrust. And I think they are now still more efficient if you look at that. Because that's, again, just under 3 times as much power, but way more than 3 times the thrust. However, the benefit you have with doing it this way is that you can turn some engines off if you want to. So I don't know, I'm thinking this is the look I want, and honestly, it's not going to matter that much. So I'm going to stop fretting about it. And I'm going to do it anyway. So, okay, granted, I think you're right. I think it's probably actually, despite what some in comments have been saying, I suspect you are right that it is actually more efficient on the big thrusters now, because I know Elion did do a rebalance quite a while back, and this is still not fitting how I wanted it to fit. What have I done wrong? Yeah, this is still not fitting how. Oh, I know why, because it's coming to there. I see. So this needs to come out again. I've built in this game before, I promise, I swear. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, and the other thing that helps a lot is if you use, I mean, you can use the eye mode to obviously drift and turn off like dampening, and that obviously helps quite a bit. So that can help reduce your fuel consumption, especially when you're sort of flying in space, because there's no need to keep up the speed. or keep thrusting against basically an invisible wall. You know, a bit like you've got atmosphere or something to push against. But in space, it's not there. So, and actually, that theory exists in Space Engineers as well. What am I using for lift? I'm using for lift 4 large. And that's not going to change. I will be using 4 large for lift indefinitely. I haven't gone XL for lift. I'll only go XL if I start having trouble taking off. But I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, CVs are 60 planet, 100 space. This is one of the things that makes SVs kind of a bit nicer. And sort of improve some of the SV's abilities, I guess, in some ways, is that the SVs then have that extra... They have that extra speed. So when you're going to just the moon or something like that, hopping around an SV can be actually beneficial. Just in terms of time. And in fact, KnowItAll was pointing out in the comments. I'm not sure if that's where I want to do that, but I'm gonna do it there. Gives it a little bit of a odd kink, but you know, everyone loves an odd kink, right? Has that not lined up as it was supposed to? Again? Balls. Damn it. What am I doing wrong tonight? Why can't I get it right? Okay. So that needs to be... That's gonna stay... Gonna go... Let's build backwards here. Get it right. The question is, do I tail it off tightly back here? Which I actually think I would prefer to do. Is to start to tail it off tightly here. So we're going to need to go and sort this on the other side a second. Yeah, I have no intention of removing the larges I have left. I did switch them so that they sealed with the airtight ones, just to make that slightly better. But other than that, I haven't really done anything with them. And I suspect they will stay the same. That one. Now we need one of those. And I want one of those, thank you. Being able to just grab the same blocks like this saves so much time with block selection. So my thought is here I will use 2 of these, like so. How's that gonna look? How do I feel about that? I feel like it's not quite turned out how I wanted it to. That's I can fly now, right? Because I've got my flight suit. I can fly, so I can do this. I don't need the drone. What do we think? Yeah, then you can just coast along. That is very true. So this still hasn't quite ended up how I wanted it to go. I seem to have screwed up here again. I wanted one thingy block on each side. So I think I need to adjust this. I wish I could put this in hover mode. How cool would that be? At least then I could do like full on Space Engineers sort of jetpacking then. Because I'm gonna have to find somewhere to stand. Yeah, if you and you can do that, just you can turn off that auto stopping just by hitting I, and that toggles it. It's like dampening or whatever they want to call it, depending on. I always say dampening because it's dampening in Space Engineers, but you know, every game has their word for it. Problem is, that's not going to line up how I want it to. It's going to put me a block out. It's going to make me have to go slightly different here. Because it's going to be there. That's why I ended up the way I did, isn't it? Because otherwise, I'm just like a half block. Import my ship into creative. No. Not for this. I could, but then I have to import it back, and it's a pain in the butt to do, because I have to sort all the fuel out and move everything across and blah blah blah. So the short answer to that is I'm probably not going to do that. Let's see. I'm going to keep it as it was with a funky shape on the outside, I think. Because let's take these off again and let's have a look. I left this side on purpose. So this is going to have an interesting little wave to it back here. And this one would have not. So yeah, we're keeping it as it was, I think. There we go. Okay. Decided. Decision made. Yeah, and I understand where you're coming from with creative. It's just a bit of a palaver to move everything across every time. Yeah, very cool. I could do with a quick drab of O2. And I nearly went in with my drone to try and drink the O2. Thank you, Divine. Oh, we might as well top up. I didn't quite hit the button enough times there. And while we're at it, what have we got in the sandwich department? Let's check that. We'll have one of them there burgers. That'll be lovely. Right. Oh, I forgot to turn the weather off, didn't I? Problem solved. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so we know the rough shape I'm going for now. Now I just need to grab the other engines, stick them in. I'm going to get through a few get through a few engines here. Right. So that's going to need to be there. 1, 2, 3. Let's grab some more from the other box because we don't have enough there. Oh, excellent. I hope everyone can not hear that car alarm. Won't be my car alarm because my car broke down. Slightly rough journey home last night after a week off. Maybe fix the problem, move the top 3 over to the center, middle 5. Well, everything's going to be on this line in a minute. So the idea is, once I've done that, hopefully I'm going to get rid of this and we'll be able to have it all on that same line. And the other thing we're going to need to do is turn the thrusters back off. I kind of like the look of a ridiculous number of thrusters as well. I don't know why. I do kind of like the look of the ridiculous number of thrusters. Just enjoyable somehow. So what we're going to want to do is, have we got the one thing I may not have so many of is these. Let's have a look. How many of those have we got in the parts tray? Not as many as I would like. Okay, I thought I had quite a few of those, but obviously I don't. I have lots of these, which are basically a waste of space. Let's have a look in the dump box as well, just to check if there's any in the dump box. There's one in the dump box. Okay, excellent. Okay, so we're going to need to make a few of those, which I think I can make. If I just go to cold stores, have a look, we'll put them into the loot box. And we do not want food processor working. Okay, gonna have to run down. Yeah, I kind of like it. Like, if you, like, one of the things I think makes some of the ships, like if you look at, let's have a look at things like SG1 and stuff like that. Look at the back of the Daedalus and all that. It does have a big thruster, but it has a bunch of little ones as well. I'd almost be tempted, if you had the variety of size from that, if you had, like, if it didn't drink quite so much fuel, to do that. Maybe have a big one and a group of smaller ones, or 2 big ones. So hang on, let's go for this. Going to loot, isn't it? Sorry, not paying attention there. Lost in my own train of thought. Let's have about, I don't know, 30 of those. I have plenty of that. There we go. Go, go, go. So, I mean, the one thing you could do, see, and this is where we're going to come into new thoughts here, is you could, see it, but it won't line up, is like a big XL thruster is 3x3, I believe he says. So yeah, that one is 3x3. So it'd be 3x3, like so, or you'd put it in the middle there, 3x3, and then have a set around it. Yeah, and you could have, like you say, you could have it so that there's like a switch. I mean, if you have a look here, if we had a look at, for example, let's grab one big one here, and let's grab one of these. Now, these are 2x2. My problem with these as 2x2 is, how do I make it look sensible in this current configuration? It would be off center one way or another. I mean, you could always tweak it somehow, but then you have I mean, the other option is just literally just like take some out of the middle and do it that way. Or if we go to the large thruster, to whop it in and then take the 3 out the middle, take those ones out the middle and stick it in. So you take this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and we'd probably have to get rid of these blocks here, but they're not doing anything anyway, so they can be removed. Just there for look, for show at the moment. So thruster, please, into the hole, and yeah, if you don't mind, can you there you go. Ooh, and then all of this would have to move forward 1 block. Oh no, that would be fine. So you'd have that like that. I mean, if I turned all the thrusters on, just for visuals, it does look pretty cool. There's no two ways about it. It looks pretty good. I'm open to thoughts there. You could have the 2 huge thrusters for looks and literally turn them off. It does look good. It does look good. And let's be honest, 99.95% of the time you're not going to need them at all. But what it does mean is I don't have an easy just thruster off button. I'll have to go to like low power mode all the time, which also frustrates me. I'll let chat decide. So, chat, if you want the big thruster, type big. If you want little thrusters, type, I don't know, little, small. I'm listening. I will follow your ruling. And then I have plausible deniability. Oh, so we got 1 for big. I actually do polls on here. Makes it so difficult to do polls these days. Sorry. I actually had a chat that's not come up for some reason on the multi-stream, and that's from Diggs, by the way, 7. What's up? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us, and apologies for the late notice of your message, because my restream doesn't work. Big surrounded by little, big surrounded by little. That's 2 votes, and I can't seem to put up a poll because I don't know why. Pop out chat. Oh, pop out chat. I don't know. I'm not a chat guru. Pro streamer. Not. Okay. So I got whatever I want. Big, big, small, big, small. I'm gonna go big then because most people voted for big. So big it is. So this is gonna go. Good job. I didn't sell too many when I went up to the big station. When I went through getting the statues, I went and sold some more because the trader resets every time you go into atmosphere. So I went and sold some more CPU extensions. A few bits like that. I now have, or I had, he says. I don't know what I've got now. I had in the region of 8 million smackaroons. Yes, I have 8 million smackaroons. Okay. So, what? Right, go. Where are you? Go in. And this is going to have to be that flavor, and you are going in there. Perfect. Right. So, in fact, I have not solved my power issues at all. I've just made it worse. Excellent. Excellent. It's fine. It's fine. I don't think power is going to be that much of a problem going forward anyway, to be honest. Especially if I can get some more statues. So my plan is to do like that. There, and there. And the same here, because I like these. I like the way they look over engine covers. It makes me think built for battle. So now we just have to fill in the gaps, as they say. So I'm going to want a block here and here for sure. That one doesn't actually need to be there for now. I am just going to leave voids back here if I can. That's going to go now. As is this. And this. And this. And I think this area here will need adjusting too. So we'll bring that back right there. What I also need to find is preferably a planet with some oxygen in the not too distant future. So that, because, well, I haven't closed these off and I want to punch a hole through the side. Can you make it look like the big thrusters on the texture tool and not actually have it on? I don't think so. I mean, the best I can probably do there is do the, right, if we go to, where is it? Weapons. I got a texture tool in here somewhere. There we go. I have it on my bar, please. And go. So the best I can probably do with that is do something like textures like. Ooh. Oh. So that must be because the block is off. That's a bugger, isn't it? Yeah, when you turn it on, you get that glow, and you can do that in obviously like blue to do that. But when you turn the thrusters off, it turns the light off. So in all honesty, I'll probably go like that for now. Because I don't know, I'm not totally sold on it being that way. I can get under here and do all of those, can I? Oh yeah. Thank you, mirroring textures. So yeah, I can't make it look like it's on all the time, unfortunately. Okay, so this is more of the look we're going to be getting. So, right, go back. I still think that looks pretty mean. Need to do some blending here, which I'm sure I can sort out. Unfortunately, I'm probably going to, again, it's something I'll need to do on on either the oxygen world, or I'll just need to deal with the fact that I'm going to lose all the O2. I got plenty of O2 to spare, and I do have the ship broken down into sections so that it's not disastrous. I didn't need to do all that, you know. Oh well. There we go. We'll get rid of all those, and then we'll kind of work out how we're going to make this join up and look sensible in a minute. Let's grab... I'll worry about the little edge bits later. I should have enough blocks, but I'm starting to get concerned about my block count already. I thought 500 would be enough. Well, I still have half of them. So he says, now comes the fun bit of trying to get it all to texture up the way, or texture to step up the way you want it to. Yeah, it's one of those things that it's a good idea and I like it. Apparently Elion don't. So yeah, that would work. In my ideal world it would be something else, so it would be a bit more like that, but bigger. What's the next block up on that line? That one, isn't it? But that's not going to work for us because that's too big. What about that one? That's a reasonable choice. Because that can go like that, and you can put... What you can do is put... where's the block I'm thinking of? This one? Yes, this one. On there. And that can tie off those ends. But that doesn't actually quite tie up, you see. Not quite right. I don't believe there's another block that does it. What about... Now that one goes down to nothing, that one goes down to nothing, that one goes down to nothing, that one goes down to nothing. So you would be back with that one. So let's just take one of these out a second. I'm just going to take this one out and just see if I put this one in, does it look better? This one or that one? It's that one. So that one going down to there. You see, the question is now, if I do that, what the hell do I put there? Because you're kind of left with very little that you can stick there. It would end up probably having to be that one. Something like this one. Or he says, or this one. Which either way, you end up with a little bit that doesn't line up properly. I do like the curved blocks. I'll be honest, I'm a big fan of curved blocks. But I would like a curved block that can do like a half block curve, like this, where it curves more slowly across 2 blocks. So you'd have like a pair, and then you get... I can see why they don't do it. It's like... It would be really difficult and complex to start getting all that lined up, and I can't see a way of making this work here. Yeah, it's one of those things that I can see the problem with curved blocks. It's bad enough with these blocks getting them to actually tie up. I mean, even if we stuck something like that in, that's going to leave a little gap there. It's not going to quite be what you want. And then the next option is that, which is too much. I think we're back to this, to be quite honest. And just having the slight mismatch there. It's fine. It's fine. I can live with it, I think. Then you bring that one down. I mean, the other option is, of course, you actually get rid of this block here and bring the whole thing in and just have those little bits sticking out as if they're holding the things on. So if we switch bar a second, grab this one, and grab, where are you? Where are you, block? This one. Nope. Not on my block shifting tonight. There you go, like that. And you just have the others looking like they're holding the panels on, which to some extent I may prefer. I may or may not prefer it. In fact, I think I do. I like the look of this as well. But I don't like the look of that little bit coming out. What if I left the large thruster uncovered? Possible. So, I mean, if I left the large thruster uncovered, this is where I get into something else, because then I would want to look at doing something like, and this really only works on the big thrusters, or on the large thrusters, is something like that, but that works on the large thrusters. You can do it on the large thrusters if they're in a block, and that looks really cool, but it doesn't work on the big thrusters. Now, I'll be honest, I think I'm keeping that one. And you know what I'm noticing? I must have run out. Yeah, I didn't have enough. Okay, so I need some more of those as well. Let me have... oh god, it could be that again. And I got the drone away. What kind of monster am I building now? Hi, good to have you, Lee. I am building something that's gonna consume all my fuel, I think. But it doesn't matter because I'm rich now. I can afford it. I have 8 million smackaroons. I can fill the ship up. If you see what I did to the scrapper now contains so much fuel it can fly for about 6 years. I think if you check on the scrapper second, we turn it on, including the thrusters. It'll last for 80 hours. Turn the shield on. It'll last for like 11 hours. Got like loads of fuel. Okay, let's fix this. So, that and that. Take that off. Yeah, so I'm probably never going to bother refueling the scrapper ever again. But yeah, this is where taking those core, like the core extensions and stuff like that is just, it just makes you so much money. Did I turn the shield on here? I have just turned the shield on here for some reason. And turret thrusters are still off. There we go. That's going to go there. This is going to be similar block here. So that's going to be that side. Go. And we grab that one. There you go. Beautiful. Make sure that's perfect. Let's fix this bit I just broke here. And done-ish. There we go. And we needed a bunch more of these. So that's going to go... I don't think that's going to do the top ones. I have to go over and do those. Come on, where are they? Have I run out of materials? That's slightly concerning. I'll have to look at that in a bit. Right, so then you're gonna need to go. What we're gonna do on the next section? Just screen over. So this one, I think, would have to go like that. Yep. And what goes in here? I think that one goes in there. And something that goes in the gap, which is one I'm not currently using yet. This? No, not that one. This one. Yes, perfect. There we go. Goes there. Then, what do we do around this area? Because this is going to come out to here. Let's just see what naturally occurs. That's the wrong way around, I swear. There we go. So that's going to happen, which is going to give that same thing, which will give this a similar thing. Maybe, possibly. Not quite sure how this is going to end here. But we'll worry about that in a minute. We'll take this one. Oh, shoot the shit while I'm at it, you know. Sure, it'll be fine. Anything left there? Nope. Any random blocks left there? Nope. Okay. There. Back to this. That one can go in there as well. And this one will be that one for sure. As for this one, we're going to go probably with a little triangle slice again. Yep. So I think this is going to naturally sort of run into being okay. With more luck than judgment here. And take that out. That's going to come out. I think it's going to work. I think I've just got hugely lucky there. Because you often end up getting to these points and then going, That doesn't quite fit how I wanted it to. Yeah, I mean, to some extent, there's this odd thing when I look at I can take both. That's great. I'm taking it now. When I look at either Empyrion or Space Engineers, Greebling, things like that, I actually feel sometimes that Space Engineers is a bit better for Greebling, just purely because there are less block options. It sometimes makes you be almost more creative in some ways with how you do it, take more chances. Like I've done a lot more in Space Engineers where I've, you know, like I might end up doing here, put a big line down it or something like that. A bit like I've done here where I purposely step the blocks out of phase with each other. So I think sometimes Space Engineers, oddly, oh, that is not going to be what I want it to be. Balls. Yeah, I oddly feel that sometimes there's a less is more sort of element to it. Where's this one? I just ballsed up that one and that one, and I notice for some reason I'm missing a block right here. Let's take that one in. Okay. In which case, how is this gonna go? Like this? Nope. That's not gonna work, is it? But that would. Yes. That would. So is this one gonna be the same here? I would say so. This is working so far somewhat better than I expected. I'll be honest. It's going in tidier than I expected. Right. So now we need some of these, but in a different well, that one's needed in that orientation, and that one will actually be a different block. That one will be a full shape triangle. What's the church? That's where I pray for my life when I'm going into battle. That's the command church. That's the command deck. Like a command carrier, like a aircraft carrier. This whole thing was somewhat based on the idea of an aircraft carrier, just not done as pretty as Jay Randall does it. You know, I don't think Jay Randall has anything to worry about when he sees my builds. He doesn't lie awake at night going, "Oh, that Dust Bunny character. He's gonna put my builds to shame." He is. Yeah, if you see, I think it was on the workshop earlier this week. He had like a aircraft carrier or something. I think that was Jay Randall. Was that Crazy Z or something? There was this crazy aircraft carrier on there. So far so good. I'm kind of liking the shape it's naturally taking there. I'm not sure how I'm going to work this into here in a minute. It seems like it's going to get very steep very quick. But I'll try and figure that out. Because this is gonna turn. This is gonna take. Nope. It's one of these. It's here somewhere. That one? Nope. I'm after this one. That way around. Yeah, Empyrion's an interesting game to build in though, with all its little things. But like I say, Space Engineers has its sort of edge too. I think, like I say, because that's because it has almost less blocks to deal with. Sometimes forces you to be a bit more creative. But I am starting to. This is where it starts to get difficult. This is the bit where I end up spending hours just, you know, taking a block in, taking a block out. Can you cut it in half? Maybe in a dome shape. What, you mean the church? What, half the height? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Lee? Oh. That is not what I want there. Clearly. This one is going to be a more difficult block. Yeah, and I'm not sure you so cut it in. I thought about it, to be honest, and I know what you mean. Because part of me thought, part of me did initially think about doing it, and there is almost part of that it might actually look better with this being half height, and I might consider that because the living quarter is so big that there is room for like a command area back there, and you can still put these guns on. I'll give that some thought. It might actually be a reasonable suggestion to cut it down to half height so it doesn't stand out quite so tall, because at the moment it is very tall. I'm not. I like my gull wings here though, so I might have to keep the gull wings somehow. But yeah, if I was pulling this into creative, I would be tempted to like chop that top bit down, bring it down, because I do see what you're talking about, and I do somewhat agree. But yeah, not sure yet. I'll be honest, I think my better build, or at least the best builds I've done are SVs, things like that. Rather than CVs. This is my first real CV, big CV. Yeah, exactly. I don't disagree with you there. I do think it's quite large. It's definitely a valid point. It is. I mean, because, well, the shell is all combat steel. I think the blocks inside are combat steel as well. It's a lot of weight, but really, in comparison to the whole ship, not that much. more importantly, how the bloody hell am I going to get this to fit? Like that. That's how I'm going to get it to fit. But yeah, I suspect after this series, I will take this into creative and mess about with it a bit more. Because I expect this to end up being a work in progress throughout this series. And I think it will end up getting tweaked much further in creative when I can tweak more happily. And that is tweak, because the other day I almost had my video title auto-corrected to twerk. So, you know, twerking ship, it would be a novelty, but let's be honest, we don't want it. Go to. Yeah, good thinking. Good thinking, Batman. I love this jetpack. And KnowItALL did comment to me. He was like, well, that is why it's called a flight boost, because you can like fly with it. I was like, yeah, but I've just discovered that. What are we doing for O2 in this ship? Enough. But anyone who builds, I would say, the more you build, the better you get. And if you think I've been building for quite a while and I still build this ugly thing here, so, you know, it takes a long time. I think Jay Randall's been doing it for a very long time to get to the level he's at. Plus, you know, you have to have an eye for it, and I mean, I got D in art, so I don't have an eye for it. Yeah, I mean, some of the CVs are just amazing. It's like I said, the aircraft carrier one I saw earlier this week just looked fantastic, and it was enormous. Yeah, sorry, just assessing what block is going in there. Yep, that looks like the right puppy. You know, this is going almost too well. I don't want to jinx it, but that is going so much better. I mean, I have just been incredibly lucky with how that's actually coming out. That's not going to go quite so well, but I think they made a block to deal with that, which is that block. Which is that one. You put it there like that, and it actually works. So that one goes there, and yeah, I would encourage anyone who likes building just to build. And then my wife plays a bit of Empyrion as well. I think I forced her into it, but she plays a bit of Empyrion as well under duress, and it's one of those things. I built one of the first SVs I built it, and I put the blueprint on her machine, and I said, use that, tell me what you think. And she was like, doesn't have a spotlight, doesn't have this. I'm like, that's a good point. That's a good point. It's missing a bunch of things. And she's just like... So, constructive criticism from people is very helpful. Yeah, well, I'll be honest, the way that just turned out was a lot better than I thought it was going to. What's really tempting for me now is actually to strip this set of blocks out here, even though it's quite a nice shape. But you see, what I'm thinking, and let's see if people agree with me on this. So I'm gonna do it, and then I can always undo it. So you strip this set of blocks out, and you put square block in, and then we move on down through, like there. And then you actually, let's going there, and if I get this right, let's go there, and something. Oh, that one's a different block, isn't it? That's why that's not working right. Because I've done that wrong. That's where the thingy block needs to be. The like sort of 45-degree block needs to be is right in there. Oh, so what I actually need to do is put, is it the 45-degree here? Yeah, and here, and the full block in here. And that. And this one would have to be perhaps this one. And that one would be that one. Then you do like that. Better or worse? I actually think that looks better. I'll be honest, it gives it a bit of a different shape there, rather than the other way around, where apart from the fact that I've just got blocks there, it was all smooth tailed out. You can take that off for now, so people can see the difference. Smooth or not smooth. So I'm going to take the better as being this side looks better than this side. So I'd say, so is smooth better or lumpy better? I think lumpy looks better, I'll be honest. In the meantime, I'll work on this bit here. You say smooth. You like the first way better. Okay, people are liking the smooth. Lip gives it a bit of character. Okay. I'll keep the thoughts coming in. And I'll see which way I decide to leave that one. I'll be honest, I am a strong proponent at the moment of the not smooth. This one, that works excellently as well. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. If only that were true. that way. I'm sorry. I'm keeping the lip. I'm liking the lip too much at the moment. I think it goes with the other lips that are there. Gives it a bit of a line to follow. Yeah. Sorry for those who like the smooth. I'm going to go against you on this one. Right. What am I doing? Got to remember how I did it now. Because that's the only problem with not using the mirror mode for it. Is you always end up like going and doing it wrong. And then you look at it from the again. You're like, that's not the same as the other side, you know. So that had 2 of those, I think. And then we went back to this. And that one went to there. You thought it would be the same on the lumpy side. But I thought it would be the same on the lumpy side. No, that side only because I only removed the blocks on that side when I did it. So I kept this side as it was. And then I had something to compare to. This is going to be the same setup like right here. Now, this is not going to be the same setup. Because I want this to come out into something else. So what about... This is where things are about to get weird. Do that. Which is sometimes nice, but leads to issues. I like these blocks. I really like these blocks. But they're really difficult to blend with later on. They're just so difficult to get to blend. Yeah, because what I want to do here is really have like a set of blocks here that come out. I mean, because my temptation here is to go like that, but almost like if I went like that. Sort of. I need to change from one of those to one of the from one shape to the other here. It might be like one of those. No. Nope, that's still not how I want it to be. Sort of like that. But not like that. It's going to be one of these again, isn't it? Yeah, like that. Yeah, but because mirror mode works that way, if I'm in creative and I remove a block with shift, then mirror mode removes it on the other side. As I'm in survival, it makes it so that I have to do on both sides with the multi-tool to make that work. So the other issue here is I'm running out of blocks. I mean, I could just slap steel blocks on there because this is just going to be a pretty bit rather than a functional bit. I mean, it does protect the door a little, but it's really just a pretty bit. It doesn't actually protect the thrusters or anything like that. But this might have to change here. I feel like I'm gonna want to step this out a bit more. So let's use steel over here. So at least to there. Something like that. And this is going to be just an edge like that. Actually, do I bring it down? No, I'm happy with that. That'll be fine. Bring an edge like that. I mean, my thinking here was actually this might be a candidate for round blocking it. I'm still feeling like it is, to be honest. But it's very difficult to go from this to a round block. It's going to look a little bit funky where I go to a round block. So it would look, where is it? Round block. You'd be going from there to this one. It's going to look a little bit weird there where you go to a round block. Unless you go from a square to a round, which is going to be a job to do. You can go from a half slope to a round. What made me like Empyrion? Or when was I first? Oh my god! First interested in Empyrion? When did I started playing Empyrion at like Alpha 6? I think I actually ran into a bunch of Spanj's videos, and I was like, that game looks interesting. Kind of like Space Engineers, but with some of the things I don't like about Space Engineers not in it. And you know, some things like the fighting, which was something I felt was lacking in Space Engineers. Then you think to yourself, you know, that looks interesting. So it was on it regularly, I don't know if it still does. Oh, it regularly used to go on sale for about £7. That is a bargain. I mean, I've certainly had my £7 worth out of this game, that's for sure. So yeah, have I not got any multi-tool charge? I must have multi-tool charges. If I haven't got them here, I've got some in the claw for sure. Yes. Yeah, it was one of those things. Yeah, I think I saw some of Spanj's early videos. I mean, when I started playing, having shields was still something we talked about dreamily. Like, oh yeah, wouldn't it be nice to have shields? So I think maybe we do like that. And I've just done that out of a different block to what I wanted to do it out of, which is my failure. But yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, the first base I built in Empyrion was a real disaster. Because I literally just, I just I built it all with like the thin wall blocks, and I built them all on the inside with the thin wall block going up here, then realized I couldn't put anything against the wall. Whoops. Thanks for joining us, Leo. Glad you're enjoying seeing it live. Yeah. Space Engineers has physics, and it has things like block deformation, which is really good, in a different way to what you have block deformation here. I mean, Empyrion has done some work with block deformation, which is quite good. But it's not quite Space Engineers level of block deformation. So I'm thinking maybe like that. Now, how do I make that go into that? That's a $1 million question. Not like that. I don't know. We'll have to cross that bridge in a minute. Because I'm thinking, let's just work with this one coming out one more, and then that one being one of these. Yeah, I mean, for me, that is sort of Space Engineers' key is, you know, the sort of physics environment. So that's going to have to go like that. Which means that one's going to have to come out. And did I just realize that I built a bunch of blocks down here? Did I? No. No, I did not. Okay. And that is now completely different. And same here. I need to take that out and do it all over again, because that I have to get rid of. That's okay. Okay. Let's get rid of. Let's have a look at this one. Yeah, it is. It's more, like you say, it's more of a sort of damage indicator here than it is in Space Engineers. Space Engineers is a bit more different about how it handles block damage. I like both approaches though. I think they both have merits. Oh. Knobhead. Wrong bloody block flavor. Grr. Right. Let's stick those in, because we need to stick those in. That one has gone in there, and in there, and in there, and in there. Good. And that one is still the wrong block flavor. I mean, yeah, to me, Empyrion has more survival elements. You're right, and that's one thing that I've just done it again. I've lost my marbles. A very late night last night. Tiredness for my late night is clearly kicking in. Okay, for the 1000th time of trying. Let's pick the right block this time, NASA. Come on, you can do it. This is hardened steel block this time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, there's some nice survival mods for space engineers. I'll be honest, there's some really nice survival mods for space engineers, which can do quite a lot for it. And there's some good combat mods. The one thing I really miss when I'm in space engineers, as opposed to Empyrion, the one thing that just really, I don't know, makes Empyrion better for me as a game I prefer to play, is that I can repair things. It sounds so weak, but it is. I can have only a few blocks left, stick it on the pad and repair it, and it actually returns to what I built in the first place. Now you can do something similar in Space Engineers, but it's much more complicated to get all your blocks to actually weld up. Because you have to do it with special like welding things, and it is difficult. Right, what the hell block am I going to use to get from a half shape to that one? Oh no, they have a block for this, don't they? They have a block for this, I'm sure. It's not that one. I'm sure there's a block for this. Or at least I thought there was. This has got me. This one's got me stumped. Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with a shoebox base. They're easy. They're functional. They're quick to stick up. Someone tell me how I get from where I am to where I'm going. Somehow I need to go from that to a half block height. I thought there was something, there was a block that did this, but I seem to have lost my marbles. What if I did? That wouldn't do it, no. This has left me stuck. I don't quite know how to handle this one. You could do that. That would work to some extent. Then you've got to get from a half height to a triangle. Oh, struggling now. Struggling to find the right block here. I thought there was a block for this. I mean, that could be an answer. It's still going to look stupid though, because you can go from that one. Yeah, from that one, like that. I think it is. Not that one. That one. Up to that. And go across. But that is not going to work nicely. It's going to look awful. I really thought there was a triangle into this. Oh, this is upsetting me greatly here. I thought there was a block I could use. How am I going to make this look like something it's supposed to be? Let's try. What if I went for that? And then out one. It looks like page 2, third to last row, those two blocks. Page 2. I mean page 3 or page 2? Page 2? Third to last. One of these. And I'm looking at these at the moment and going, maybe I can do something there. I mean, the other option are all blocks. So third row, one of these on the end, like the ones, yeah, like the ones I'm looking at here. See, the one thing I can see I could probably make work is that. That would work, but it almost feels like it's going out too much too soon. Whereas this, I feel like bring it out, but I still need to bring it back down, you see? Brr. Use a third row, last row. Yeah. Kind of upsetting me here. I hate it when you can't find a block to suit your sort of need. Because this one's sort of gone weird on me. No, I was gonna think, I thought I had another way out of this, but I don't think I do. I can see I'm gonna end up changing this. I can see the answer is gonna be give up and change these completely. Yeah, I don't think there is a clean block to do it. And I'm back to doing that again. Yeah. Because here's going to be a different story anyway. So I'll worry about that end of it later. So for me, I think it's going to have to be these blocks. And then we'll switch to those blocks at the same shape. Like so. And then if I want to go round blocks, I can go round, sort of round blocks. And use, where are they? This one. How I'll blend that off later, I have no idea. But I'll worry about that at the time. Which means that this will probably end up getting removed. I'm struggling there. I'm definitely struggling on that one. It's one of those things. That's why I was surprised when the other one went so well. It went so cleanly and so easily. It's not usually that easy. Oh, that is not the right way around. There we go. Perfect. So we're gonna have similar here, I think. And let's grab one of those. And we'll grab. Is it this one? Nope. This one. Yes. That one. That one. Same. Nope, not that one. Same there. I like that. I'm probably going to do the same by stepping that out a bit as well. And then I have to figure out quite how I'm going to make all this work here. Which is probably not going to be anywhere near as tidy as the other way around. So what I'll probably end up doing is doing like that under there. Again, it's not very clean. It doesn't really seem to be a clean way to do it. But that's alright. I don't mind that on that one. And then this one can be... I think it's... oh, it's that flavor again, isn't it? Oh, there we go. I jinxed it. It went too well and I jinxed it. And then here, I'm thinking to do straight triangle and probably not straight triangle there. I want that one to come out to a half block. So that one needs to be like that, I think he says. I wish sometimes my brain could remember the way to spin the blocks around to make it how I want it to be. I think it's going to be that one. That comes down to a full block to a point, which is not actually what I want to do. Again, I think I'm running into no block, sir. No block of that type, sir. So that would actually be that one. Then probably down to... where is it? This one? Oh, that way around. Oh, not like that. Clearly not quite like that, but somewhat like that. Again, are we going to end up using one of these newfangled blocks? I mean, these blocks, I'm glad they brought these in, but it still doesn't solve all the problems. Not sure. I'm actually thinking about it being like this block. Like that. I want one of these blocks that slopes down to a full half block, you see? And I want one that works the opposite way around as well. I'm going to look at that corner again in a minute. Yeah, it's definitely something I think I jinxed there. Want the full debris. So that one will be... Oh, there ain't going to be a block for doing that, is there? There is not going to be a block to do that. So let's take that out for now. God knows what's going on down here. I'm not going to worry about it. That's all coming out anyway down there. So this is one of the more sort of tricky angles in my book, because you've got one that no matter what you do, you're not going to win. No matter what you do, you're not going to win, because you've got a triangle meeting an upside down triangle. I don't think there's a way to win that. You can do maybe like if I did, if you do like that. There is no block to go in between such a thing, is there? It's called a square block, isn't it? But that is going to look crap no matter what I do. So this is one of those ones where you're just like, this requires a lot more thought. So let's have a look at what are we putting in here. Are we towing it? Oh, shit. So this, I think we're going to be towing this one in. So this is going to go either he says like this, where you bring it in across. I mean, it would be that one. To hit that block. Which I don't entirely like, I'll be honest. Or you gotta go like that. Which I think is probably the answer. This one has to go triangle. The amount of blocks. How many have we got? 2! Amazing stuff. Amazing. Well, none of that's going to work anyway, so I might as well grab those blocks out of there, have those back. I'm going to leave that. There's something in that one. Right there. And then I need to work out quite what I'm going to do here. Let's just put a statue there. No one will ever know. Okay. Actually, I think I have a plan. This one can be... I wasn't actually going for that one. But something like it. I'm going to try this one now. I've got it there. That will pull back in. But no, what I'm thinking is this one. I mean, it still leaves me wanting to put a block of some description in here. But I don't know. It makes me want to put a block in there, so like that or something. Ooh, I could do that, couldn't I? I could do ooh. I could do, he says, if I did like that, and then we're going to get rid of this one again. Yoink and yoink, and I'm sure that's fine. And then I'm going to do this one like that. It's not perfect, but it works better. And this, I think, we'll be able to sort something out with. This one, I think you'll just end up with I actually think this one will end up being a half block of some description. Or I'd like it to be. Is a I want one of these as well, where it flattens out here and goes to a half block. Up in the corner. A bit like this, but not quite like this. But a bit like that. One that does that smoothly. There doesn't seem to be one. Yeah, it's like the block you were talking about earlier. Am I got any O2? I've not got any O2. Divine must have gone away. I'm going to try and breathe without any O2. Oh. Okay. I almost blocked myself in, look. So yeah, it's one of those where you need to... Yeah, I'd like that transition to go smoothly. A bit like that. But, or more to the point, like that ends in a half block but starts in a full block. And it's not that. But there isn't one that does that either. That's annoying. Never the block you want. Hang on. Or is there? Or is there? That'll do. Nearest damn it, isn't it? It's a good Britishism. Nearest damn it. I don't know which blocks I'm putting in with thingy here, which blocks I'm not. But you know. Oh good God. So many blocks I'm sticking in here which I don't actually want. Like that one. Is there any other like that one I can take away? just to get myself a couple of extra hardened steel blocks. Yeah, because I seem to be coming up just a couple short here. Right, and then that one I think will fill the rest of the gap like that. But I want that in hardened steel, not thingy. How many have we got? 3. God damn it. 3. Typical. Okay, let's stick that in. We'll get the 4 in. Go on, where are you? Last hardened steel block. Get that 4th in, and then that will tidy that area up. Right, so yay ish, sort of. This one will remain. Yeah, this one can actually go. For example, here, 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 and here, and here, and here, and all along here can go. You two, and you. Oh, you two can definitely go. And these would need to be. I'm not going to have enough. I'm only going to have 1 hardened steel, so I want hardened steel down there in a half block. But before we get to that, this is coming out 1 block, and this is gonna. This is now going to be slightly different. Oh dear, that you didn't remember to pick the blocks up, because you need to take these out as well. And I'm going to take those out too, because I don't have them on the other side. And I need to put that in and pick the rest up. Right. I should have enough to do this. This is going to come out like that. Yep. And that one. That one. That one. And last but not least, that one. There we go, like that. I got a couple left to fill in the gaps. There and there. And then we've got that line sort of persists now. Through there. Lovely. What am I missing over there that I don't have here? One of these. There you go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. That's not exactly how I'd like it to be. It's a little bit messier than how cleanly it went on the outside. You know, thankfully, not everyone stayed around for this part of the stream, so they didn't see it all go horribly wrong. So everything went great. Just remember, everything went perfectly. I looked really good. Right, do we have... I thought I had more of these being made. Oh, I don't think I had enough materials, do I? So, let's have a look here. You know, I have got some hardened steel blocks right here. I haven't got enough to do much with. And I need to check, and I'll have a check on materials for the other bits. So let's have just a half block here. It won't build on the other side because there isn't any half block space. There, and at least there. But that one might end up being a blended block. You need to figure out why we haven't got those windows. Non-constructor, why do we not have the windows? What are we missing? Glass plate. Are you friggin' serious? Glass plate? We're missing glass plate? You are having a giraffe. I have so much windowage going on. You're telling me I'm missing glass plate. Okay. Fine. I mean, I've got a lot of windows I can deconstruct here. I felt sure I had some glass plate. Yeah, I don't... You're right. I don't tend to loot a lot of it because I don't tend to pick up many windows because, you know, you don't use that many windows. But I have 43 windows here. So here's the answer. Problem solved. Turn the deconstructor on. Now we have glass plate. Right, let's have another 10 of those. Yeah, plenty of glass plate now. No problem. I love the noise the deconstructor makes. Like, tick, 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 tick. So, that will very quickly solve that problem. Because I only needed like 5, I think. So, get the drone out. Okay, because I'm pretty sure those we already had. Yep. These and make... Oh, did I just turn it the wrong way? You've got to make sure it's the same. Otherwise it'd be all upsetting. There you go. That looks alright. Beautiful. Okay, so that is very close to done. On the back end, I need to do a little bit of tweaking. In all honesty, I think what I'm going to do to get some of the tweaking done is literally this, which is already hardened steel. I mean, this needs to come off anyway and go on to here. I mean, I could always put those back actually as hardened. That won't get me as much as I was hoping for though. Because you're telling me I just took those with the wrong thing. Oh, they're steel blocks. That sucks. I wanted those to be hardened steel. They've been steel blocks all along. Who knew? There you go. Okay, we'll put them back as steel blocks. Right, we'll grab that. And then we'll put them back as steel blocks. Done. And then we'll put shutter doors in. Shutter doors, where are you? Okay, we got more. I always think shutter doors, but technically they're ramp blocks, aren't they? Okay, where are you, ramp blocks? Keep thinking I've got spare blocks there, but I haven't. I've got combat steel, got loads of combat steel, I've got loads of steel. But because I've purposely avoided taking engineering, I can't easily make hardened steel. It costs a lot of points. And I'm not going to have enough. Oh look, these are new O2 flavoured ramp blocks. Holy crap. Okay. Before I do this, let's turn symmetry off for now. before I really make my life difficult. Okay, so if you go like this, be able to press page down a couple of times. That is not going to fly, is it? Oh, this is the problem with these types of blocks, isn't it? You kind of have to put them on the upper level. Well, it's starting to look like a beast. Yeah, I'll ask you guys something I've been thinking about. Why do I have a block on the floor down here? I seem to have had a block that's gone through the world. I think I best remove that before I try and take off and something goes funny and it's connected to the grid. Here you go. I'll ask you guys, this is something that we'll be looking at in a future stream. Front end. Now, I've been thinking about how to do this, and I can do something similar like I've done down the back end, but obviously it would be a bit narrower. Or my other thought was to sort of extend it out and make it like the bow of a boat, and you sort of come out underneath. It means you would only probably be able to get hover vessels out the back, but it would turn into like the bow end of a boat at the front. It would make it a lot longer and probably look a bit more sane in how it works and in how it looks. But yeah, if you can imagine sort of the bow of a boat there, bring it all in a similar way to how I've brought this in, but it would continue all the way up into a point out here somewhere where it would become, yeah, the bow of a ship sort of thing. So be interested to know your thoughts on that, whether you think the bow of the ship idea is going to be any good. I think this is going to change slightly. And I'm going to be taking this one off as well. Yeah, and I think, not quite sure, I mean, it's going to sort of do it around here somewhere. So you put it around that way. Yeah, I could use the shutter directly off the flap, off the square blocks, yes. I don't like the way it looks. So 3x1, too short. Still too short. So it's gonna have to be the big one, this big one. Two. Come on. 3. Oh. If only it fitted like I planned it. It did not. Which means I need that one. Like so. I'm going to need to move these over. This is 1x2. This is the same, aren't they? That's 3x2. That's that one. Come on. These are the same, aren't they? They are not the same. Damn it. Okay, let's sort this out. And then I'll sort out these ones that don't quite match. there must be a single block flavor of that, surely. So this is a 3x5. You're not gonna do it, are you? Are you, game? You're not gonna do it for me. You're gonna evilly say no, sorry. No can do. So I'd either have to go for the slightly, because that's about perfect, you see. What I might end up doing is blending that in. I mean, you will actually get a hover vessel up there. Get quite a sizable hover vessel up there, and even if the hover vessel was a bit wider, it would still go up there. Because stupidly, they haven't made one that actually works for that. Nope. It's only on that one. Only drops 2 blocks, and I want it to drop 3. Okay, is what it is. The thing is, if you have it with these, let's bring that one up. It looks better, you see. It looks more like it's meant to be. Yeah, I agree. I think blending is probably the better option there. I can literally just do something with the blocks to blend it in and make it look better. Right, let's get this missing cat in. These two are bugging me. How are we looking on fuel? 48%. Not so bad. Still 7.2 hours left. My power consumption is relatively sensible. And putting that and this in will make it better again. This is the location my generator used to be in. And just sticking statues up there. It'll be fine. Oh, the other thing I wanted to do, which I haven't done, which I'm sure I've got the parts for. Where is it? Yes, please. It will take a vessel detector. Because you, sir, are going. I'm going to stick a vessel detector in one of these places somewhere. Maybe in here. Because on the other ones, that's something else. I'll probably stick a vessel detector right there. Right, where are you? Give me said detector. There we go. Done. Have a real detector at last. I mean, I have wanted to build the Uber detector, but there's part of me that doesn't want to build the Uber detector as well. Or if I build it, it's something I will sort of turn on and off or something like that, because the problem with these Uber detectors are they give you such a ridiculous slowdown with all the name tags. It's unbelievable. So that's going to have to be blended. We're going to need some more hardened steel blocks, but I think we're out of blocks for now. And what is the time? The time is 11 o'clock, so that's 2.5 hours for the stream. I was going to say, if the stream hadn't been so long, that I will go and attack the 2 other bases, which were up near the drone base. Over there. Because I've still got a couple of bases I'm going to take out. I'm going to take out all of them. I'm going to clear this little splop off the map. But that will have to be in Tuesday's episode. So with that, I think I'm going to call it a night. So I'll thank you guys for coming and thank you for your input. Would be interested to know what you think about the bow of the boat bit. Oh, I could have stolen some blocks off there. but I feel like we've made some progress here, tidying up the back, and I'm starving to death. Yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's been good. So thank you very much. Join me again on Tuesday, and join me again on the next stream, when hopefully we'll be looking at the front end of the ship. Not sure if that'll be next week. It depends on if I've managed to pin down enough blocks. I'm going to need a good whack of blocks to do that. So, yeah, I'm going to say thank you very much and call it a night. Thanks a lot all. You too, Divine. Have a good weekend.